Welcome back. My name's Levi from Official Paper Planes Game, and for the past year, I know I've kind of fell off the radar a little bit, but I've been working really hard on this game, building all the systems, getting everything in place, and now I actually want to finally show you guys kind of what it looks like. It's still heavily under production, not completed yet, but I did want to give you an overview, kind of let you know what I've been doing. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and pop it open and take a look. This is a pirate-based game, so it takes place back in the 1600s, something of that nature, and you're marooned on an island. You have nothing. This is a survival. This is a single-player, story-driven survival game, so you will be crafting quite a bit and building, but your objective is to get off the island as soon as you can, so that you can go on to bigger and better things. So for right now, like I said, we're going to go ahead and hop up on this hill real quick so I can kind of give you a little bit of an idea of how big this one particular island is, this is just the starter island. And every time I do this, every time I get to the top of the island, it's always raining and you can't see, or cloudy or foggy, so hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll be able to see. So right now I do have some of the AI in. Most of the AI is still under work, so I do have a few in that you can see, and also I don't want to give away quite a few of the AI. They're kind of go with the story, and I don't really want to give away too much detail on that yet. So right now we're going to go ahead and hop in to the top of this hill here, and we'll see kind of what we're looking at. So basically the way this works is survival game. You're going to be building, you're going to be killing things and cooking foods and the same thing as usual, but your objective is to build up and build a vehicle that you can get off the island. So at the beginning you're only going to have the ability to build a raft, and you'll be able to go out into the ocean, and since you don't have the knowledge or certain parts that you need to be able to build larger vessels, you're going to be looking for shipwrecks out into the ocean that you can go and get blueprints from that'll unlock the ability to make larger ships and larger vessels. So right now we're just going through, and it goes way past that mountain there. There's quite a few points of reference, so a lot of the deeper ocean areas you're going to want to find a point of reference on the island, so you go to a point of interest, and then you'll find something there like ship's notes or message in a bottle, something like that, and that'll direct you to a point in the ocean. Because you'll notice whenever we do get down to the ocean area, some of the ships are fairly easy to see. You can actually see them sticking out of the water. The vast majority of them you can't see at all, and they're in much, much deeper water, which you will need to kind of have an idea where they are, so you'll want to find that point of reference to point you in that direction. So right now we're just going to run back down. So all of the trees except for the very largest ones and most of the rocks are all harvestable. I'm trying to make everything I can harvestable so that you'll have plenty of resources for building anything that you want, bases, trees. And the ships will also work with the larger ships will have more functionality for sleeping quarters and crafting areas and stuff like that, where the smaller ships will not. But your base will still be your main area. So right now, all of the animations in the game currently are just placeholders. They are actually being worked. These are just there. I'm building the systems, getting all the systems working. All of this gets changed. This is just there as is for right now. As a matter of fact, the Indiegogo that we are setting up, that's one of the things we're trying to do. As a solo developer, this project is much larger than I originally planned, and it's going to be very hard to do everything, especially in the ocean world. So right now this is just the first island map, and we have an ocean map as well that is much more vast, and putting in all the points of reference and all the items that you can get and places you can go is extremely time consuming. So right on cue, here comes the rain. So I think we're going to go ahead and just do a little build real quick instead of go down to the water yet, just because the water is very rough. And we'll just do a quick little overview, build something really quickly. So the way the building system is set up right now, so there is a blueprinting system, so you can add it in and then build it later. There's also a placement, so you can build it in a crafting bench or in your crafting menu, and then just place it on the ground individually. Right now we're actually just using the blueprint system. And we'll get all these in, try and get everything closed up. And get these built. And I didn't realize I built the one on the top because it was snapping to the top. And we'll sit here for a minute and just wait for this rain to settle down. It's just kind of hard to see out there. I mean, you can definitely do it, but with the raft, it's a bit tougher. So and this will be a good chance to actually talk about how the ships work also, because the raft, you won't be able to do the entire ocean map. So you'll only be able to go out so far, because there might be some critters out there that are a little bit bigger than you and your raft, and you probably don't want to mess with them. So you'll be able to go out into the shallower areas and get the shallower wrecks, and then with those parts you can build the midship. And the midship won't allow you to leave the island because it doesn't have any armament, and it's not really all that big, but it's much faster. But it will allow you to do the entirety of this map, so that you can do all of the deeper diving areas. And with that, you'll be able to get the larger ship, and the larger ship has armaments and will be able to leave the island. We're not actually going to be leaving the island right now because that's still under work, and there's a lot left there to get done. Right now I'm strictly focusing just on this area. It's actually going to take you quite a bit of time to get all the stuff, build up your base, keep yourself alive, go out in the ocean and find parts to build new ships, get the parts, get the POIs that you need with the storylines and everything. So I'm hoping there'll be a little bit of time there. Probably 10% of the game will be spent getting this portion right here so you can get off the island. And now we're just going to run out because I think it's probably going to quit here shortly. And I'm just admiring some of my handiwork there. Let's go on ahead and head down to the beach and see what these vehicles look like. And you can see right there's a mast sticking out of the water. So this is a good example for the raft. So these are much easier to find. You can just see them, you can point right to them and go to them. Later when you get to the midship and the larger ships, the vessels you're going to be looking for are really deep underwater, and you can't just see them like that, so you'll actually want to go and find the point of reference for it. So you'll find a POI on the land, and it'll have something that you can look at, and it'll give you an idea of where you need to go. And whenever you go to those, there'll be several wrecks there. This one, there's only going to be one. It's a little bit simpler. Try and get you through and get you into the midships phase without taking forever. So these will be a little bit simpler. Once you get the midship and you go into the larger phase, for the large ship, you're going to deal with a lot more ships that you have to look through. Yeah, and a little bit more dangers as well. So right now we're just looking through some of the camera views. Right now we're actually going fairly slowly. So the way that the ship works is we do have a wind indicator, and if the wind is directly in your face, you're only doing about 20% of your speed. When it's directly behind you, you're doing 100% of your speed. Unfortunately, it's random when it starts the game as to which direction it's going to start out. Unfortunately, we got this time it's directly at us. So we are going to go a little bit slower, and I'm actually going to actually right here I'm trying to tack which is definitely a viable option, and we are getting a little bit more speed here, and then we can tack back up there. But then I'll just decide to go ahead and go straight there, and then we'll just speed up the video through this point so that you can get there a little bit quicker. But that is a thing, especially in the battles and stuff later with the larger ships. So the wind is important. You do want to kind of keep an eye on that, but it won't stop you completely. Also, you have speeds on the ship as well with the sails, depending on how high up the sail is. Currently I have 3 speeds, so you have a slower speed, medium, and then your full speed. And the raft is also not meant to be super fast. But you can despawn the raft and respawn it where you want it, so you're not limited on this is where the raft is and now you have to go all the way around this island. You can just despawn the raft, go to the other side of the island, put the raft back in the water, and continue on. So just to make that a little bit more easy, so you're not trying to sail all the way around on a slow, a slower vehicle. So right now I'm going to go ahead and speed this up real quick, and I'll get back to you in just a minute. Alright, I'm back. I actually noticed a little red dot up there, so I'm starting to get a little bit worried, because there are some enemies out here that are pretty nasty. And let's see. Hopefully he's not targeting us. Oh, there he is. Uh-oh. Yep, he's coming this way, so we're going to go ahead and move out of his way for a minute. And then we'll go ahead and hop in the water and take a look at what this looks like. Now, this particular reef is not completely fleshed out yet. I'm actually doing the larger reefs first with all the fish and everything. This does have quite a bit there, but it's still not that much life. There is some AI. Not all the enemy AIs will be there because I do want someone to be a surprise when you first play it. So I'm just adding in the standards. You have the sharks, stuff like that you want to be careful of. And these are the locations you're going to be looking in wrecked ships like this. This will give you the items you're looking for to unlock the larger ships, the abilities to build them. And we got a couple little baddies out here, so we're going to try and avoid them. And that one looks mean. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of our raft real quick, and we'll move up to the midship. Now, the midship and the raft are not completed yet, so not all the sound effects and everything are there. You'll see when we get to the larger ship that you'll get much more functionality, sound effects and stuff like that. It's just I like to do the harder ones first and then move down to the easier ones. And at the time of compiling this particular build so I can play it for this video, I have not quite got done with those yet. So, once again, we are actually going to be heading a bit in the wind again. This ship is considerably faster than the raft, excuse me. Even into the wind, it's faster. But we will probably skip a little bit ahead also because this is actually pretty far out, this one we're going to. And I just know where this one is. That's why I chose it. Because I have memorized its location. The other ones are much harder to find. So these are the ones that you would need to find the point of reference to be able to locate it on your map. And this one also has 2 ship storages. They're a little bit bigger, but there's also 2, so you can fill it up with plenty of items. If you need to go and raid a whole bunch of trees on a part of the island you haven't cut down yet, you can do that. And it is a survival game, and you will need to deal with water and food and stuff of that nature. So right now, we're going to take a quick look around, and then we're going to go ahead and speed through again, because once again, we're going directly into the wind, so we're not doing our full speeds. And this one's much faster, but it is a pretty good distance, so it will take a minute. So I will get back to you in just a minute. Oh, wait a minute before I get back. Look at that. We got a little buddy following us. Uh-oh. I think we'll be fine. I'll be right back. All right, so now we're in one of the deeper areas, and you'll notice that we have many more wrecks here, and they're a little bit spread out, so you are going to take some time trying to find out which one. We're going to have items in a lot of the wrecks, but the specific item you need for the building of a larger ship, that'll be only on one in this area. So every section that has the ships, there will be several spread around, only one of them will have the item. And right now we got plenty of baddies down here. I actually dumbed down the baddies a little bit as far as their sight, so they can't see me so far away, because I don't have any tools and I can't really fight them right now, and I just wanted to get through kind of showing this demo. So currently they can't really see me from very far. So we should be able to, and they're not going to be ridiculous, but you know, it is about half of what it normally would be. And here's one of our wrecks, and we can go down and take a look inside after we get the beautiful views and see all the spooky sharks up there. So this is one of our larger wrecks, and it could potentially have the item. You could also spawn slightly outside of the ship, so you'll want to look around in that area a little bit and then move on to your next one, or there will be other items. Currently I don't know what we have on here yet. So we'll just go ahead and take a look. I don't see anything. So I do know there's another ship right over there, so we're going to go ahead and run that way, because there's several in this area. And currently I have full O2, so that is something that I did that just so I didn't have to keep going back up or using any of the special features, which I do have some. You'll be able to build up your lung capacity for deeper dives. We're also going to have a few cool tools that they used to have back in the old days, like diving bells, things like that, where you can lower them in the water a little bit deeper, and instead of going all the way back up to the surface, you can just go into the diving bell, take a breath, and then go back out and continue on. And that will be connected to your ship. And right now we're just kind of getting a look at the reef system. So the reef system in the deeper areas are much larger, a lot larger coral heads and stuff as well. Definitely my favorite part. So we're going to go ahead up real quick. We're going to get rid of the middle ship, and we're going to go ahead and spawn the bigger one. Now you're going to notice the bigger one has a little bit more sound effects and everything. It's a little bit more fleshed out. Like I said, I like to work on the larger, harder ones first, and then trickle down into the easier ones. And there's the big boy. So this one does have some armaments, which will come into play later in the storyline. And this one will actually allow you to leave this map location into the ocean map itself. And this one does have 3 cargo holds on it, and the cargo holds are much larger, which we will take a look at here in a little bit. For right now, let's get it sailing. So for once, we're going to be going with the wind, so the wind will be behind us, and you'll see this is much faster, and this is also the fastest of the ships. So this one will also have a lot more functionality, because you'll be living with the larger ships a lot more in the ocean areas. You'll still be able to use your smaller ships for small, jobs, but for the majority, battles, things like that, this is the one you're looking for. And just give you a sense of the scale on this. And go ahead and take a look at some of yours. So you have 3 holds here. You can carry many more items. just to show real quick that they are independent, they're not shared. And this one as well. And now we're just going to go ahead and just take a look at the water real quick. This is my favorite part. I just like to sail around on the boats and look at the ocean. Kind of reminds me of growing up as a kid. And you can tell this one's much, much faster. So you do want to be a little bit careful though. So the way I have it right now, if you're seeing reef, you're in pretty deep water, not deep enough for the ship anyway. As soon as you start seeing sand, that's where you want to start worrying, because then you're getting into shallower areas. And there are shallow areas or shoals out into the ocean as well. So you want to keep an eye. If you see sandy areas, try to avoid it with that ship, because that one draws a lot of water. And right now we're just kind of setting up to get that money shot. So yeah. That's my favorite part right there. Well, I think that's going to be it for this particular episode. I'll try and get another video out here shortly, kind of give you an update on what I'm working on, maybe some of the reef systems and stuff like that, maybe some of the AI and stuff. I'll definitely get back to you as soon as I possibly can, and just keep a lookout, subscribe, so you know what's going on, and you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.